Hey, oh, hi, ya. Hey, oh, hi, ya. Hey, oh, hey, hey, hey. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, 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 hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night their flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon. It is an honor to be before you all today to bring the 2020 Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina State of the Tribe Address. I'd like to acknowledge the Tribal Council, Supreme Court, Administrative Court, and Board of Elections, tribal members, and friends. This is not how I expected this year's State of the Tribe to happen, but 2020 has not gone like any of us expected. COVID-19 may have canceled our normal Lumbee homecoming celebrations, but it has not canceled the spirit of the Lumbee people. In the past few years, we have been through 2 historic and devastating hurricanes, and now we are in a global pandemic. It is more important than ever for us to take care of each other. We must take COVID-19 seriously. We must practice social distancing. Remember the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands frequently. By wearing masks when you are out in public, you do not do that for yourself, but you do it for our elders and those with weakened immune systems. We wear masks to protect our community, for community is the very essence of being Lumbee. The preamble to the Lumbee Tribe Constitution charges each of us to protect and preserve the Lumbee way of life. The budget that I will present to the Tribal Council today seeks to do just that. This budget focuses on direct services to members, including services for our vulnerable populations, and continuing major housing and infrastructure projects that will continue to strengthen our communities. Like other governments and agencies, the COVID-19 pandemic has directly impacted all of our operations. Throughout all of this, I have been proud of the ability of the tribal staff to adapt to changing conditions and remain focused on providing services to the people. Though our building is closed to the public, the staff continue to work hard each day for tribal members. The Lumbee Tribe will continue to provide funding for services to help tribal members who find themselves in crisis. Our energy program will help provide heating and cooling assistance to tribal members in need. We have housing assistance available to our college students with housing needs, tribal members dealing with a burnout, and members in financial crisis. I have asked that our policies, including our policy regarding prior convictions, be reviewed and updated to ensure that as many members as possible benefit from our programs. Funds have also been allocated to expand and grow the Spring Moon Garden Patch. Direct services to our elders and veterans will continue, including the Lumbee Tribe Veterans Office, Senior Solutions, and the Tribal HUD-VASH program. Programs like Project 3C and the Boys and Girls Club will continue serving our youth. During the COVID-19 shutdown, program staff have been creative and inventive in developing ways to serve our children, including creative digital content and making virtual programming available to our youth while they're sheltering at home. The Vocational Rehab Department will continue ensuring tribal members have the skills and resources they need to succeed in today's job market, whatever their ability. There is no denying the opioid epidemic has hit the Lumbee community especially hard. The Lumbee tribe operates a medicated assisted treatment program for members who are suffering from substance abuse. We recognize that we must do more. Included in this year's budget is money to develop recovery housing for community members who are suffering from substance abuse. Through strong partnerships with community agencies, local governments, and healthcare providers, we know we can create a safe place for tribal members battling addiction and provide them with the tools they need to improve their quality of life. The Lumbee Tribe Rehab Department has served record numbers of tribal members in the past few years, providing rehab services, disaster services, rental assistance, and working with outside organizations like Sean Penn's Corps. Mr. Anthony Pevia and his team are responsible for making this happen. This year's budget will continue to support their good work. The Lumbee Tribe has seen a $9 million increase in assets since 2016. New construction projects are underway that will add an additional $25 million in assets to the Lumbee people when completed. That will be made up of 76 homes, a maintenance building, expanding a community center, and creating community spaces. This will supply countless job opportunities for our Lumbee contractors. The tribe's long-awaited District 1 Elders Housing Project in Roland is underway and will continue next year. Phase 1 of the project includes a community building, 4 homes, and a DOT turning lane. The turning lane under construction now is a testament to how seriously we take the safety of our community. The DOT turning lane will ensure the safety of our residents and visitors as they come and go. Culverts installed for the turning lane have already improved the water flow on the site. Expansion and additional home sites will be possible at this site once the infrastructure construction is complete. This budget proposal also includes funding for additional elder rental housing in Hope County and Allenton. We are proposing to place these housing units on sites close to our Boys and Girls Club to encourage interaction between our youth and our elders. They have so much to share with each other. These connections are what will preserve the Lumbee way of life for all time. Also included in the budget proposal is the continuation of the expansion of the Four Winds Community Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Saddle Tree. The new additions will create a larger space for the Boys and Girls Club, serve as an outreach center for tribal programs and community meetings, and allow the community to gather. Proving once again that our tribe is wonderfully capable of creating opportunity from opposition. Development is underway and construction will begin soon for our first veterans community, Warriors Walk. The community has been moved from its original planned site to a beautiful location in Raynham. Using FEMA homes given to the tribe, Warriors Walk will create 10 homes for veterans in need of housing. We are honored to create a community for those who have served this country in the most important way. Our Dreamcatcher Communities project is moving forward. It has taken a lot of hard work to get to this position. And it is no secret the project has faced opposition and challenges. But from that grew opportunity. Dreamcatcher communities will create 50 affordable rental homes in Union Chapel, Raynham, and Pembroke. The Title VI loan has closed and construction has begun on 2 of the 3 sites already and will continue into next year. The Dreamcatcher communities will be true communities, complete with communal spaces for residents and playgrounds. The Dreamcatcher houses will be energy efficient and built on raised slabs, a design that will make them better able to withstand flooding. This is a monumental time in the history of the tribe's housing department. These projects represent years of hard work, careful planning, and even some tears. Never have so many large projects been under construction at the same time. Thank you to Tim Bell, Brad Locklear, and David McGirt for all of their hard work to create something lasting and necessary for their fellow tribal members. I am also happy to report that the Culture Center Dam is nearing completion. When completed, the dam there will be an example of effective water management. We are thankful to FEMA, the North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resiliency, our contractors, and everyone else who has made this project a reality. Federal recognition remains important to this administration. We continue to work with our congressional delegation and attorneys in Washington, Dentons, and Powers to make this a reality for our people. I also realize that true prosperity for our people is multifaceted. Federal recognition is an important part of that, but it is not the only part. Economic self-sufficiency for the Lumbee tribe must be an integral part of that plan to bring true prosperity to our people. The past 5 years have seen the first profits from our first 8A company, Lumbee Tribe Enterprises, to the Lumbee Tribal Holdings Incorporated. I'm excited to announce to all of you today that additional companies have been created by LTH, Lumbee IT Solutions LLC and Lumbee 56 Construction LLC. Lumbee Tribal Holdings is in the process of submitting 8A applications for both these companies. Of course, Lumbee IT Solutions and Lumbee 56 Construction will work to win contracts and create profits for the tribe, but a major focus will be on creating jobs and opportunities for Lumbee tribal members. In addition to creating these companies, Lumbee Tribal Holdings is moving forward with plans to build a Lumbee Tribe Welcome Center. The Welcome Center will feature gas pumps, an open-air market for our farmers to sell fresh produce, and space to celebrate and display our Lumbee artisans. I envision the Welcome Center serving as the Lumbee Tribe's economic hub, complete with office space for our growing economic enterprises. Economic development for the Lumbee Tribe is not just bringing in revenue for the tribe, but the creation of sustainable careers for Lumbee people. As tribal chairman, I find it both proper and necessary that I speak to the events surrounding the peaceful Black Lives Matter March organized by UNC Pembroke students last Friday right here in Pembroke. I have spent the better part of last week hearing from Lumbee tribal members as well as non-native members of the community at large, and reflecting on my own personal life experiences dealing with racism and bigotry. Looking at all the evidence, it was clear that we had members of our Lumbee family on both sides of the issue, those marching as allies with the Black Lives Matter movement and those counter-protesting. The Lumbee, like many other culture groups, are not a political monolith. Our opinions vary widely, falling across the political spectrum. Many of our political endeavors as a tribe enjoy bipartisan support. Having political differences is okay, but what is not okay is resorting to racist and bigoted language that attacks to prove that your side is somehow superior. Racism, bigotry, and violence, coming from one side or the other, is completely unacceptable. As tribal chairman, I am charged with protecting and preserving the Lumbee way of life. Racism and bigotry have no place in the Lumbee way of life. Hatred for other people because of the color of their skin, their hair texture, their culture, or their tribe has no place in our community. I do not condone what happened in Pembroke last Friday, nor does the Lumbee tribe. I not only say this as the tribal chairman, but as a person of color who has experienced racial taunting and discrimination throughout my life. I do not speak of these experiences often, but they have shaped my understanding of racial inequality within our own community and in America. Being a person of darker skin tone growing up, I was well aware in an early age that even within the Lumbee tribe, there was a dark skin versus light skin mentality. Growing up, I was called the N-word many times because of the color of my skin. It was done by our own people to hurt and bully others. Many of you may recall my participation last fall in the first ever Frank Lemire Native American Presidential Forum held in Sioux City, Iowa. The two-day forum was a wonderful experience and brought the Lumbee to the national table in the 2020 election. What I have not shared publicly until now is that I was racially targeted and called racial epithets leading the forum after the second day ended. As I was walking along back to my vehicle, a pickup truck pulled up next to me with 4 young white men. They had their windows rolled down and said, "What up, in?" I continued to walk to my vehicle, and they proceeded to turn around and follow me. I was defenseless and vulnerable. I could not help but see the connection between how we treat each other and how those who think they are above us treat us. The University of North Carolina at Pembroke and its students are a vital part of the Lumbee community. They are involved and engaged with the Lumbee, and while they are here, we could educate them to who the Lumbee are, to create allies. We must remember the most important thing we can do when we don't see eye to eye is not dwell on our differences, but instead focus on the things that unite us. Seek out common ground. We have much more in common than we do in the things that divide us. Some of the issues the Black Lives Matter movement seek to bring attention to are the same issues Indians sought to bring attention to in Robeson County during the 1980s when I was working alongside Julian Pierce. Julian fought for racial equality and equal treatment under the law for all human beings. He believed in fairness, equity, compassion, and justice for all people. I will always advocate for unity, always. The Lumbee tribal seal itself has the colors red, yellow, black, and white, which are the colors of humanity. The Lumbee have been fortunate to have had support from the black community throughout the years. In fact, our current recognition bill was introduced by Black Congressman G.K. Butterfield, who also fought alongside Julian Pierce in the 1980s. We must empathize with our neighbors, our friends. Caring about the struggles of the black community does not take away from the issues facing the Lumbee community. I believe it will increase the voices advocating for us. It is clear we have work to do, much work. Conversations must continue and increase within the Lumbee community and our broader community about racism, about prejudice, about tolerance, and even about who the Lumbee people are. I pray that we each examine our own hearts and commit to a path moving forward together. Thank you all for listening. I remain honored and privileged to serve as your tribal chairman. May God bless the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.